o som que arrebenta. Lá, 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 lá. F-250 explosiva, lá, 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 lá. A explosão do som automotivo, lá, 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 lá. Sabe agitar e leva a loucura, lá, 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 lá. Ela é demais, sempre arrasta multidões por onde vai. É sucesso, é potência, tem muito mais. Esse é o som explosivo que satisfaz. Emoção me faz viajar, me coloca ao compasso da dança, me domina e que me balança. DJ Everson toca. É top, é tudo positivo. A explosão do som automotivo, essa é explosiva. Sabe o som que arrebenta. Lá, 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 lá. F-250 explosiva, lá, lá, lá. A explosão do som automotivo, lá, 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 lá. Sabe agitar, leva a loucura, lá, 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 lá.
Chegando aqui pra detonar, o show da explosiva vai começar. De barra de corda pra entubar, essa é pressão, pode acreditar. Onde ela chega faz você pirar, batendo forte pra te agitar. Venha curtir, venha balançar com a explosiva. É som de peso, com qualidade. Venha curtir um som de verdade. Alô concorrência, encosta aí a explosiva. Chegou aqui pra fazer sua festa, pra te sacudir. Então colhe nós pra...
Daniel Vahati and Wambui Mwangi, Julius Muya of Maji House Karate Club, taking us through a demo of what karate is all about. And some of these things, we only hear them out there. My karate is not as good, but I used to hear these things like ooze. So I don't know whether I would be communicating to them when I say akibadach, they know what to mean, what to do. This happens, and you know, there is always the you know, the call about you know, it's called kumite. You know, as we look at you know, this and the stuff. We are talking about karate, you know, Kenya Karate Federation, and a lot has been happening from that front. Very energetic, very scary words indeed, but that's what it happens. You know, that's what karate is all about. Allow me to introduce the guests with us in studio. And remember, this program is proudly, you know, brought to you by Michezo Bet. Allow me to introduce the guests with us in studio to help us unpack more about karate. Remember, they went through their elections last year in November, and the new office has a lot on their plate, and it seems like the train has left the station. Let me start with my immediate left, where we are joined by Rose Wanjiku. Wanjiku is from Kenya Prison Karate Club with us this afternoon. Rose, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
I know you must be smiling now that you know, your very own brilliant Chep Korir of prison has won the senior women's under 20.
Yeah, my baby.
I know you must be very happy,
Yeah.
you know, for her. Then next to Rose, we have Haman Mwangi, also of Maji House Karate Club, with us in studio. Haman, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
So when I say ooze, you know what I'm talking
I
about.
do know what you're talking about.
Akibadaj.
Yes, I do know what you're talking about. You're
Thank-
very correct.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I'll cross over to my immediate right, and I'll save. Let me go to my farthest, you know, right, where we have with us James Gikonyo, who is the Secretary General Kenya Karate Federation, with us this afternoon. James, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, host.
SG.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Last but not least, we are privileged and honored to be joined by Engineer Richard Binga, who is the President Kenya Karate Federation, with us in, you know, in studio this afternoon. Engineer, karibu sana.
Thank you.
Karibu sana, and congratulations for being elected in November as the president, Kenya Karate Federation, and also SG. Congratulations to both of you and the rest of the office bearers.
Thank you very much.
Karibuni sana. As we do that, just to bring you up to speed with what has been happening in Eldoret, the senior women's category also done, and brilliant Chep Korir of Prison has won the gold medal, followed by Maureen Chepkoech of North Rift, then Stacey Ndiwa of National Police Service coming in third position. That is the update from the National Cross Country Championships currently ongoing at the Eldoret Sports Club in Uasin Gishu County. Let's now switch back to karate, and we'll start off with Engineer Richard Binga, the President, Kenya Karate Federation. Engineer Binga, welcome to the studio. And as we start off this, elections done in November, and it looks like since that time up to now, a lot has been happening. Talk to us about the new office and how it has quickly settled in with the programs that it's put in place to ensure that there is continuity and there is consistency.
Thank you very much. When we came into office, we organized a few championships, and we selected the national team, which participated in 2 international events. That is Goma, Great Lakes event, and Durban, where we participated in the Commonwealth Karate Championship. And from Durban, we had 13 medals, 10 bronze and 3 silvers. That was it was a good experience to our athletes that we had just recruited. And starting the year, we have a calendar that has several local and regional and international events lined up.
Thank you very much, and congratulations winning 10 bronze, 3 silvers in line at the Durban Championships. SG, as we talk about Secretary General, you run the daily operations of the office and the technical arms and what has been happening. As we look at this today, there's been a judges and referees briefing at Don Bosco in terms of just uplifting the technical arm of the game, and also to take the referees and judges through the calendar, what's expected. You mind unpacking how the briefing has been at Don Bosco?
Thank you. Yes, it's that we have the briefing today. Actually, it started yesterday for the judges, referee, and coaches. And before we arrived at today's event, we had some of our coaches going to Goma through the sponsorship of National Olympic Committee to get more knowledge from our UFAC body. And from then, we basically had a challenge in terms of coaching and referees. So for those who went to Goma, that's what they are also teaching at Don Bosco. The program involves going through the new World Karate Federation rules for the referees. They're also looking at the coaches' responsibility, the athletes' responsibility. We also have what we call the anti-doping in sports, and we're also looking at the safe policy in sports. That's what basically they are looking at.
Thank you very much. You've captured it all, because there is a lot in terms of doping, there is a lot in terms of just uplifting the technical arm, and it looks like a lot is in store for the office in terms of uplifting the same. Let's cross over to the karatekas now, and Rosa, we'll start with you. First and foremost, how did you end up in karate, not volleyball, where Kenya prisons are a force to reckon with, or even athletics? Why karate?
Okay, first of all, thank you for having us today. Nilianza karate nikiwa shule, so I love it kutoka kitambo sana. That's why nilichagua martial arts, because inasaidia sana women, self defense. Tena unaingia unachezea Kenya, like November nilikuwa Durban na nikuja na bronze. Yeah, that's it.
Congratulations, and
Thank
well done.
Thank
Haman,
you.
Yes.
Maji House Karate Club, a lot is expected. How is Maji House and why karate, not any other sport?
Maji House is a place to be. I'd advise any person looking to enter into karate to join us. It's been a good journey. I've actually started my journey. I've been in karate for 2 years now. I'm actually a white belt. So karate is, I entered karate thinking that I'll learn simple techniques to defend myself in the street, but it ended up to be more than what I expected. It's a discipline. It's so much more. So it's more than I expected, and I encourage anyone to join us.
Join.
Yes.
Now that you've mentioned white belt, what's the difference between white and black? There is red, or black is not in this. I mean, what's the difference?
Okay, for the demonstration you've seen, they are wearing red. Usually during the games, they wear a red, the aka, and a blue one, like you can see in the uniform I'm wearing, for AO. Now, these are the uniforms used to play to differentiate the different teams. Now, for when it comes to the dojo, where we practice, we wear different belts. For our senseis, they wear black belts. For our senpais, these are senior players who have been in karate for a while, they wear brown and purple belts. For us, for the beginners, we wear yellow, white. White is the beginning part. Then you go to yellow and green, you progress as you go up to higher levels.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
yes.
Interesting indeed.
Yes.
Let's come to Rose. Rose, still with you. I can see you have gear. Are these safety gear right from the shoe you are wearing,
Yeah.
and maybe you can pull through the sheen, the sheen, exactly. So are these safety apparatus, or safety apparatus that help in terms of helping in terms of safety when you're out in sports, even your hands?
Yeah, these are gear we used to fight kumite. Yeah, usipige mtu uumize. So hizi zote ndio tunatumianga cause international wezi cheza bila hizi. So this is our gear.
Even in your hands, you
Yes,
must wear.
yeah, full.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Engineer Richard Abinga, looking at the equipment that, the safety equipment that she has on, are these sourced locally, or you have to work as a federation in terms of just bringing them so that you can ensure safety of our karatekas?
For equipment, basically, the federation is supported by the ministry and the sports fund. So and the National Olympic Committee, they support us in terms of acquisition of equipment, such as the handmaids, the tatamis, and uniforms for national athletes. But individually or during local events, the clubs and the parents are the ones that kit and buy uniform for the athletes.
And as we do that, because you have to also think about in terms of ensuring safety of your athletes and the karatekas. SG, a lot has been put in terms of activities to ensure that there is consistency, and also to ensure that our karatekas get up to par and challenge across Africa. Apart from the referees and judges briefing that happened, there is also the Dubai Youth Championships that's coming between the 14th and 24th of February. How prepared is Team Kenya?
Thank you. The team is currently training at Pangani Karate Axiom. We have seven players aged between 15 and 20 years that will participate. And just to mention, this is the first event that Kenya has taken out a youth team in a world event. This event will be used to rank our athletes, and eventually these rankings are the ones that are used to qualify the athletes into to the World Championship. So these are very crucial events for our youth. We have our coaches commission that is working with the players. We have 4 of them that are with the players, and from next week on Monday they will have a residential camp in Thika for 8 to 9 days before they leave for Fujairah on 18th and come back on 24th.
Wishing you all the best. Let's cross over to Rose. Rose, you are in Durban, you won a bronze medal. What next for you?
World Championship, yeah, on September. That's what I'm focusing at.
And as you prepare for the World Championships in Spain later on in the year, how is the training so far?
Training is good. Tunajaribu kabisa. As a new office, wanatupeleka vizuri. Hakuna matata.
Hakuna matata.
Yeah.
Kila kitu
iko swari. Iko swari.
Iko kabisa.
Kabisa.
Come on. Je, wewe upande wako?
Upande wangu, I am currently a junior player. I play for the local games. We actually have one in Naivasha. We are going to play, I think, in the middle of this month. So I currently compete in the novice portion of the game. So yeah, my dream is to become, as my my colleague here is, to achieve the goals she has achieved, and that is my goal.
And
Yes.
as you do this,
Yes.
Herman, still with you,
Yes.
how do you ensure that you remain disciplined as a karateka?
Yes.
When you go out there, you don't start bullying everyone because you learn,
Yeah.
you know, you have the skills.
That is a very good question. One thing about karate is once you join, you realize how humbling the scenario is. You enter the dojo thinking that you are strong, you're powerful, but when you interact with the sensei, you realize that hakuna kitu najua. You realize that many people out here are trained, and when you engage with such people, you might get hurt. So in a reverse way, you tend to be calm, and you tend to handle situations in a calm way to avoid violence, because the lesson of karate is to avoid violence, fight only when it's completely necessary. So yes, it's all about personal discipline.
Personal discipline.
Yes.
Rose, you know, you're a lady in this sport where one would argue that this is a male-dominated sport. What would you tell any other lady who feels that this is a dangerous sport?
Ile naweza sema, let us join karate for ladies, especially kwa self-defense is a very important. So wasichana kujeni.
A humble plea, wasichana kujeni, wasiogope.
Wasiogope. No. Hakuna kitu ngumu.
If anything, you learn defensive skills. Wow.
Hakuna kitu ngumu.
Thank you very much. I remember in studio we have, you know, the Kenya Karate Federation team led by Engineer Binga, James Gikonyo, the Secretary General. We also have Rose Wanjiku of Kenya Prison Karate Club. Then we also have Herman Mwangi of Maji House. We still have Daniel Wambui and Julius, who will also be joining us to just get to know more about karate. But for now, let's go into a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll still be engaging them as we also bring in Daniel, James, Julius, and Wambui. The break is up next.
Sabe, eu sempre arrebento. La 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 la. F250 explosiva. La 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 la. A explosão do som automotiva. La 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 la. Sabe, agita e leva a loucura. La 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 la.
Very interesting there indeed. Very, very interesting indeed. As Rose and Herman were doing the demo there, I could see some languages that I don't understand. I could hear Kumite. The only language I remember those days was Akiba Dutch and Uz. That was it, but we'll talk about it in a short while. Let me introduce, the new team that has just joined us, who started us off earlier on with a demo of that Daniel Vahati from Maji House. Daniel, vipi?
I'm fine. Niko fiti.
Uko bie?
Niko bie.
Kabisa.
Na uko aje?
Niko bie.
Usicheke kidogo basi. Iko fiti.
Asante, niko bie.
Yes.
Wambui Mwangi also with us in studio from Maji House Karate Club. Wambui, vipi?
Niko salama.
Karibu sana.
Thanks for having me.
Asante. Then Julius Muya, pia Maji House Karate Club. Julius, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Karibu.
Thank you for having us.
Asante. Let me start off by just asking SG, as you were talking, you could give instructions in a language that I can't understand, but you could also be pointing fingers. What was that all about?
That's the way the game is. When I said Aka means red, the opponent who had won the red belt.
The red belt, okay.
When I say Yuko, that is 1 point. When I said Wazare, those were 2 points. When I said Ipon, those were 3 points. When I said Senshu, it means first advantage to score. So when you score first, I give you that advantage. When I said Nokachi means the winner. Those are Japanese terms that are used in the game.
Kumite?
Kumite is the general term that means sparring.
Oh, sparring.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
As chairman, president, before you engage the athletes who've just, joined us, you have a lot in stage, coming up. The Kenya Open Championships that you also use in terms of selecting the national team in March. How prepared are you as an office in terms of ensuring that everything is in store, or referees, your karatectors, everyone is ready for the Kenya Open Championships in March?
Well, we issued the calendar slightly late December to all the counties. So one of the activities that is preparing towards that is the human resource upscaling in terms of referees and coaches, just preparing them for the rules. Then we are also issued a bulletin and the new rules circulated to all county federations, just to prepare the athletes according to the rules and changes that have been effected by the World Karate Federation. Apart from that, we will be going out to look for sponsors to be part of the event through corporates and even individual colleges who bring in teams and athletes to participate.
Looking at the way you've called it out, it looks like it's going to be everyone involved because you look like you have a roadmap. You have currently your technical wing of the federation, that is the referees, the judges, the coaches, are currently undergoing a clinic, camp briefing, where you're taking them through the latest technology, the communications as such. What is your expectation out of the Kenya Open Championships that will happen? Is it about selecting the national team only, or you want to also start selecting the junior teams so that you have consistency going forward?
Okay, for this one, it will involve novices, and for its ages from 16 and above. Then we'll organize a junior championship for the lower ages, just to provide that continuity in terms of, for karate, if you start early, the better. You'll become a better athlete and a high performer if you start early. Then our expectation is to get a team that can compete on the international level and win medals for the country.
Wishing you all the best, and let's now cross over to the new team that has joined us. Daniel Vahati, Maji House Karate Club. Daniel, how do you understand this language? You must really get there very fast and learn the language fast. Is it Japanese, is it Chinese, or which language?
Okay, karate itself, thank you first for staying us. Karate itself is, we use Japanese term. So I've been there like now this is my 14th year. So it is, okay, I understand it. I understand it very fast because each and every technique has its own name in Japanese and in English. So I will say like the way the president has said, as early as you start is the better because you will have to understand this thing very fast as you grow. Like now, when I'm with my SG as my coach, I understand it quite easier because of the years I've been there, the years I've been playing, and not forgetting, you cannot as well understand all this thing without discipline. No, discipline is everything. Many people are smart, but lack of discipline, you even understanding what aka is, how is, kibadachi is, will be hard. You will go and you will leave, you come again, you can't remember what I was taught.
Wow,
yes.
Interesting. You've called out discipline and the passion to learn
yes.
and understand the languages. Wamboi, yes. You know, very tough indeed for ladies to be into this, but you've proven them wrong that what a man can do, a lady can do better because you are aspiring with them earlier on doing the demos, and you could clearly be seen to be very passionate and in it with the vocals and calling it out. How did you end up in karate?
A funny story. Before I started karate, I was for fitness. I used to jog, to run. So I had my headphones stolen, and I just got mad because of how defenseless I felt. But a small thing can lead up to a whole world that you never thought of. So because of that particular situation, I just wanted to learn self-defense. And after trying 1 or 2 coaches, I ended up at Maji House. But then I learned how difficult it is to fight. So in the dreams and everything pertaining to karate, how big of a world it is. And my goals shifted from self-defense to a whole lot than self-defense.
Kwa mfano sasa hivi unaweza nyang'anywa headphones na ziende.
Ntatoroka, but but the thing is, for karate, as a previous speaker had mentioned, you're not supposed to fight. You're taught to fight so that you don't fight. Fighting should be your last sort of defense. So you first defend yourself or find a way to escape the situation. You're not taught to fight so that you can fight. The best way to get out of such a situation, your life means more than headphones. Yes.
So it's the last resort.
Yes, it is the very last resort, and it is when your life is, or only when your life is in danger, or that of your family members or someone close to you. That's the only time you engage in a fight.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's cross over to Julius. Julius, you know, she's called out that discipline is the key in this. And as you continue learning, what are your aspirations and goals as a karateka? Where do you want to find yourself? Because we have World Championships coming up later in the year in Spain. Are you looking at the World Championships? Is it the African Championships coming up in Abuja? Where do you see yourself?
Funny enough, when I joined karate, I heard my coach was saying, oh, Gekonyo went, Gekonyo won, and I wanted to see this Gekonyo. And funny enough, I didn't know a few years later he would be my coach. Then I had this dream of joining the national team and carry the flag of Kenya so high. I trained. Luckily, I found myself in the national team. Last year, I happened to be in Durban. I came back with a bronze medal, and that was a big inspiration to me that with discipline, as my colleague has said, and you had consistency, there's nothing you can't beat in this world. So this year, last year I got a bronze, and this year I'm going for something higher.
going for higher, wishing you all the best, because Durban, Kenya came back with 13 medals, 10 bronze and 3 silvers, and you are among the medalists. Well done, and wishing you all the best. Let's come to President. We have the African Championships that will be coming up in Abuja in May. That's in Nigeria. What can we expect, and what are your roadmaps towards that championship in May?
Our roadmap, as I had mentioned earlier, it's through the National Open Championship. We'll select a team, then start preparing towards that. There are other events in between in the counties. Those will be opportunities for the selected team to just upscale their skills as we wait for the big one, the big African stage in Abuja. Apart from that, also we'll be reaching out to sponsors and facilitators. Just like the origin of karate is Japan, and we are looking for a collaboration with the Japanese embassy, just to, for example, to bring in a coach to enhance the technique so that we are up to international level in terms of technical capacity.
And as you do that, you realize that you must start from somewhere in terms of developing the sport and in terms of bringing the liking and the passion out of it. James, as the Secretary General, are you working in collaboration with other stakeholders? And the stakeholders I'm talking about here precisely is Kenya Secondary School, so that you can start working in collaboration with them, so that you start bringing this sport from a junior level from secondary schools?
Thank you. Yes, we have started the collaborations with primary, secondary, and even university organizations. We want to see how we harmonize. When a player starts from primary school, how does he transit when he goes to secondary schools, to universities? Because out there at the world level, most of the players average 23 to 24 years. And you see most of our players in the national team, we average around 28 years. So we still want to go back, get the young people out there, bring them up to the level that they can compete in the international stage. So we are working with all the stakeholders into this.
And as you do the same, Julius, let me start with you. Julius, Durban was tough last year towards the end. You came back with a bronze medal. What are you doing? What were the weaknesses that maybe you picked that you need to work on so that you can improve and get to the silver, or maintain your podium position, get to the silver or even gold medal? What are those weaknesses that you feel maybe let you down to get the bronze medal and not silver and gold?
I realized my legs were weak and I needed to work on my thigh muscles. I also realized I need to do more stretching so that I can be more flexible, and also check on my diet because I need more strength. I participate in kata, and you have to be not masculine, but you have to be very strong. And to that, I have been doing that daily, and I am better. I'm not going in again for a bronze, I'm going in for a silver, and then a bronze, and then gold medal. Yes.
Okay, very structured there indeed in terms of how you want to grow to the next. Rose, you also, realize that you have the African Championships coming up, you have the, Beach Olympic Games coming up, you have the World Championships coming up. What's your target?
All of them. Reason being, it's because it's a progression, it's a stepping stone to the World Championship. We start with the Kenya Open. Kenya Open is where you get selected. So without the Kenya Open first, you can't even see ahead to the rest of the championships. Once you get selected to the provisional team, that's when you won. Once you get your ranking, that's when you attend the beach games, the NOC beach games. And then that will be a trial run for the UFAC selections for the World Championships. So once you go to, in July, that's when you go to Nigeria for the UFAC championship, senior championships. And then once you qualify, that is, you have to be a winner, that is gold or a silver medalist, for you to automatically go for the World Championships that will be held in Cairo. So you have to attend all of them if your goal is the World Championship. So my goal being the World Championship, I do have to attend all those games that you have mentioned.
Wow,
Yes.
a lot in store, and one must really get up there, to get it. Daniel, he mentioned a very interesting, point earlier on. That's Julius mentioned a very interesting aspect, and that is diet. What are those foods that you really need to have so that you maintain your strength, but you also don't build a lot of muscle weight? How do you do the same? Because that also comes with a lot of discipline.
Okay, diet. Okay, he talked that diet is so vital in us as players, because as he said, we thought Durban is easier, but when we were there, actually we were smiling, because wow, we were smiling, but we were hurt because we never went for bronze, we went for gold medal.
Yes.
So we realized diet, as you said, as he said, is important, and not just eating big, but eating vital food that not only that will enhance muscle, but as well energy, and will build our body to a capacity of structure of a player. Not just a normal body like other people, but a structured body for a player. Okay, not only general food. That's all that I can say about that. But not only about diet, but again, through discipline. Everything I emphasize discipline.
Thank you.
Yes.
And as we look at this, what's your expectation as Daniel?
Okay, my expectations are so high. As my coach knows, I know he can't say, but he knows that I expect a lot, and a lot. Journey of karate was not easy, but it has been so hard. As I've said, I'm 14 years in karate, being my 14th year in karate. So I'm expecting to be a gold medalist, not only in Kenya, not only in Africa, but a world champion. To be a gold medalist, because my slogan is, no one is best than me, I'm the best.
No one is better, better than me. I am the best. Wishing
Yes.
you all the best. Wishing you all the best as well, Wanjiru. Wishing you all the best, Julius. Not forgetting, Rose and Haman as well. Wishing you guys all the best. SG, final word. What can we expect from Kenya Karate Federation?
What I'll tell the stakeholders and the karatekas and officials, we need to come together, work as a team for the greater good of this country.
Work together for the greater good. Mr. President, you have the final word as you look towards the beach games and, of course, the World Championships that are coming up. What would your message be to Kenyans and the karate family in general?
My final words is karate is a safe sport. We are reaching out to the grassroots just to demystify that notion that karate is a violent sport or it's a dangerous sport. So we have programs through counties. We are developing proposals to reach out to include karate as a part of the KBC syllabus, so that we start early to capture talent at its earliest.
Thank you very much. Wishing you all the best. And as we do that, courtesy of our sponsors, Michezobet, you have, you have goodies, and maybe I'll use the three of you as representatives. We'll give you more. So please come and receive. This. There's so much in it. You have a very nice, water bottles, courtesy of Michezobet, courtesy of Michezobet, and there you go. So you will receive this, on behalf of, the team. There is also a very nice, cap for the same, and of course, a very nice T-shirts coming up with the same, courtesy of our sponsors, Michezobet. So you will receive this, on behalf of the team. Thank you very much for making time. So they will receive that on behalf of the team. So on behalf of all of them, Julius, Wambui, you have Daniel, Chair, President Binga, James, Secretary General, and also Herman and Rose, who are earlier on with us. We want to say thank you very much as we go into the next segment. We wish you all the best, and we look into the future. The next segment is the prodigy, and this time round we are featuring Roy Mudimba, who is a footballer. Let's enjoy that. When we come back, we'll be shifting to another game. Remember, proudly brought to you by Michezo Bet.